Well, y'all, good morning. Out doing a little bit of deer hunting this morning. It's December 20th, and we're just getting into the last few days of Indiana Muzzeloader season. We've got today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and then that's going to be it for me anyway. Came out here to a spot that I've never been to before. Met up with a couple of guys early this morning and rode out here with them. Basically, we parked the truck. I followed them in about 500 yards, and then we all three just went our separate ways. I've never been to this place before, so I'm kind of coming in blind here. I don't really know the land very well at all. But I pulled up on X, picked out a spot that looked pretty good, and here I am. I'm sitting on kind of the backside of this big ridge here. I've got a pine thicket back here behind me, and there's several fingers that run off of this ridge and down into this creek bottom right here. It looked like a pretty good travel route with these hollers and fingers going down. Looks like a pretty good pinch point, so pretty much anything's on the chopping block for these last few days. The rut's pretty much over, and it's kind of looking like the deer are herding up now. I've been seeing clusters of deer, along the side of the road and stuff like that, so they're starting to get into their winter phase, seems like. But hoping to get a crack at either a nice big fat nanny doe or a decent buck here in the next couple days. So I'm officially on Christmas vacation. I'll deer hunt for a couple days, and then it's going to be off to the races for the holidays. So pretty windy this morning. Temperature's about 35, something like that, 35 degrees. It rained most of the night last night, but it moved out at about 5:30 this morning, so I think we're clear on the rain. But I don't know, we'll see. Late season muzzleloader. It's always fun. just happened to look back here behind me and to my left, and I just happened to catch a glimpse of a tail. It was a big old doe, about probably 45, 50 yards, that come in from behind me on the edge of this pine thicket right here. And by the time I got the muzzleloader up and to where I could shoot, she was already pretty well directly behind me. And there was a bunch of trash in between me and the doe, and I couldn't get a shot. And she got directly behind the tree that I'm sitting up against, and she went straight into the pine thicket there. It's pretty thick back there behind me. I had one hole picked out to where I thought I could probably squeak a shot in on her, but crap, man, that sucks. It was a pretty big doe. I couldn't get the camera on her, so I've got this camera sitting on a tripod. She was pretty close to me, and I didn't want to be moving around too much and get busted. Dang it, man. That sucks. It's just now a little bit before 9, I think. Yeah, it's 8:53. Well, now it's snowing. The joys of muzzleloader season. Boy, it sure is pretty, though. Peaceful. Well, Jim just hollered at me. He's heading back to the truck, so I'm headed back as well. Well, came pretty close there earlier, but couldn't seal the deal. Man, you talk about pretty.
But all I heard was maybe the last thing you might have said, go back or something.
I'm heading out.
Yep.
Yeah, and I thought, I wasn't sure, but I did. I thought, well, either they're in the hut, they're okay, or I'm going to be in the hut and I'm okay. So I said, I'm going to head on down then.
We seen deer.
Huh?
We seen deer.
Yeah. I just about dropped the hammer on one. I went up to the pine thicket up there, and I caught a glimpse of her from behind me, and she was kind of coming this way actually, and then by the time I could get the gun on her, she had turned and went straight back into the pine thicket. And then right before it started snowing, a whole pile of them come off of that ridge right there.
I was sitting. They come off the ridge I was sitting on, but I didn't see them.
Yeah. The only reason I knew they were there because I heard one of them kind of trot down in the leaves.
Did you see anything?
Saw a doe.
Did you?
I was like, oh, he running up off the hill.
Yeah, apparently I pushed one right. Yeah.
Seen a, I mean, there's a ton of sign.
Yeah.
If I could see sign going up in the flashlight, there's sign.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah, well, everything was getting covered, so I said the hell with it.
covered,
Yeah.
covered and wet.
All right, y'all. Well, it is December 22nd. It's almost Christmas. But today's the last day of Indiana muzzleloader season. I'm gonna head out this morning to meet up with Jim. Probably go out with him this morning. Not sure where we're gonna go, but gonna meet up with him, see what his plan is, and get out and hunt for a little while this morning, and then depending on what happens this morning, that'll kind of determine what I do this afternoon. And yeah, try to get at least one of these 2 tags filled. That'd be great. All right, y'all. We're set up and ready to go. I would say you could probably hear a cricket fart out here this morning. Walking in here, though, it was like walking on cornflakes to get back here. There's a pretty heavy frost on. And after all that rain and snow that we got here a few days ago, the leaves are all froze solid in the woods, so it was difficult to get in here quietly, but I got in here as quietly as I possibly could. And I'm set up on the same ridge as I was Friday morning. I went to the same tree I was at Friday, and I came about 60 yards to the east down the top of this ridge and set up right on the edge of this pine thicket where I can see these other saddles that go down into that bottoms there. This feels like a good spot.
Matt.
Well, I missed. Pretty sure my round hit a sapling. Big doe come up out of the pine thicket here. I had about a 55-yard shot. Judging by the way she was acting after I shot, I'm pretty sure it was a clean miss. Man. Hasn't happened to me in a long time, but these things happen. Like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure that the bullet hit a sapling or something on top of the fact that I rushed that shot. I forced it. I should have let her keep coming to where she got into this little clearing right here. That was my mistake. She took a couple big jumps and stood right inside the pine thicket here for about 30 seconds, and then she went back kind of the way she came from. But I'm going to sit tight for about another hour or so, and then I'm going to get up and look around just in case. Maybe I did hit her and it just wasn't a very good shot. Maybe she walked back down there and laid down. I don't know. But I don't think I hit her. Well, y'all, it's safe to say that that was a clean miss. I don't know how, but that was a clean miss. I got up and here just a little bit ago and walked over there to where that doe was standing at when I shot, and looked all around. I walked in the path where she had taken a couple of big jumps after I shot, and she took a couple big jumps and she stood there for about 30, 40 seconds or so, and then she walked on back in the direction that she'd come from, and I looked all around and no blood, no hair. I looked around on the trees and the saplings to see if the bullet had deflected off of a sapling or something. I didn't see anything, but who knows. I did, however, I found the wadding from the bullet. But yeah. So that's the good news and the bad news, that it was a clean miss. I would rather completely miss the deer than make a bad shot, So alright, y'all. Well, back at it again today. It's about 3 o'clock p.m. and I'm sitting here in the same spot where I was sitting this morning where I missed that doe. I was talking to Jim and Trevor, and they kind of seemed to think that this would be the best spot for us to come for the last hoorah of muzzleloader season. So we've been seeing deer out here, so figure this would be just as good a place as any other. So it's still pretty chilly out. It's about 35, 36 degrees. Very, very little wind. Hoping for just a little bit of redemption this afternoon. Well, y'all, I believe that's going to wrap up tonight's hunt and the 2024 deer season. Today's, like I said or this morning, today's the last day of muzzleloader season here in Indiana, and I believe that's going to wrap her up. I'm going to give it just another minute or two and then start packing up and heading on out of here. A lot of people judge success in killing a big buck or a turkey or whatever you're pursuing. But I haven't shot anything this year, but I will say that the 2024 deer season, although I didn't shoot a buck or even a doe, I missed one this morning, but I would still call this year a success. I've learned a lot, especially when it comes to this self-filming thing. This is my first year attempting to self-film my hunts, and I gotta say I've learned a lot since last spring, since I started filming last spring. And this filming thing, it adds a whole other element to your hunting, and makes it a little bit more difficult in some aspects, but it also makes it more interesting and a little bit more fun, in my opinion. But sorry I couldn't get a a good kill shot on video or anything this year, but with deer season wrapping up after tonight, I'm going to start shifting gears here in a couple of months and start focusing on springtime for turkey season. May get out and do a little coyote hunting, take the camera with me, but other than that, I believe that's going to wrap up my 2024 season. So here in just a couple days, we're going to celebrate Christmas and enjoy the holidays. So with all that being said, I appreciate y'all tagging along with me this year, and hope y'all have a great holiday and a great new year, and we'll see y'all in 2025.